of the students. I love the students. I want to see them succeed. I want them to value themselves. I want them to know that they are worthy and they have character traits that shine like the stars, and that no one's perfect, and we can work on those areas, but the positive things and the things that make them great are what I want them to focus on. It's not an easy process. It takes a while to build that trust back up. So even though they want to fight against it, you just have to keep pursuing it and letting them know that they are worthy, and they can move past that mistake and do great things, and just keep reminding them of that and letting them know there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be obstacles in your path throughout life, and you just learn to navigate around them and pursue your path and your dreams.
Miss Gracie is a great educator because she's compassionate, she loves children, she works hard at what she does. She's one of those educators that goes home and goes to bed at night knowing that she's done what's best for kids.
I've known Miss Gracie since 1993. I was a public safety officer in North Augusta, teaching the DARE program to all the area's fifth graders in Area 2. I met her at North Augusta Elementary, worked with her until I was transitioned out of the schools after 5 years, but pretty much every day of a school semester I spent in her school and worked with her teaching a batch of fifth graders. Ms. Gracie was very passionate about different things brought into the schools, which at that time it was considered a cutting-edge drug resistance program. And eventually, again, I was transitioned out of the schools, but fell away from Ms. Gracie and I retired. And then 2 years ago, I took a job here, and who showed up at my door but Kim Gracie, welcomed me back in the fold, and not surprisingly, she still has a wonderful passion and energy for teaching kids.
Miss Gracie is my mentor. She has been helping me a lot at work, teaching, building relationship with students, and all other aspects. Even sometimes mentor and help me have a healthier life during my job here. So that is really important and meaningful to me. So as a first-year teacher, I appreciate where she is, just always next to me, and I love working with her.
The rewards I get from teaching are time with my students. My students are amazing. My students deserve capes for all of the heroic things they are. And I like to look inside of them and see the hero and the shero and help them find their superpowers and be a cape peddler. And so when a child is over here drawing, I like to say, "Ooh, you're a visual artist, take this creativity cape." Or I like to say, "Oh, you're a wide-eyed wonder, here, take this cape and go out into the world and teach them to be gobsmacked about the seemingly ordinary things."
Well, Ms. Jenkins is a great teacher because she has three exceptional qualities that a great teacher has. First thing, Ms. Jenkins has content knowledge. She knows her curriculum map, she knows what to teach and when to teach it. So she has great content knowledge of English language arts. The second quality Ms. Jenkins has is she has pedagogy skills. She has teaching strategies, and she uses formative and summative assessments and uses that data to drive her instruction and form her instructional strategies. And the third quality that Ms. Jenkins has, and the most important quality that a great teacher must have, is she builds relationships with her students. Students who run to her class, they can't wait to get to her class and know what's going on for the day. So Ms. Jenkins has content knowledge, pedagogy skills, using teaching strategies, using formative and summative data, and she built a relationship with her students. And that's why Ms. Jenkins is a great teacher.
Ms. Jenkins has been someone who makes class and learning something amazing for a lot of people. You don't ever hear anybody say, "Oh, I don't want to go to Ms. Jenkins' class," or "Oh, I don't want to do this," because Ms. Jenkins is that person. She motivates us to do something that we don't want to do. She motivates us to be a better person. She makes class amazing. She's a great person. I love Ms. Jenkins. Everybody loves Ms. Jenkins.
She's very relatable. She doesn't try to make us feel like she's just a teacher and we have to listen. She makes it a real world scenario where we're all equal and anybody can do anything. Like, she doesn't just teach us things, we teach her things too, and she's open to taking in new ideas. And although Miss Jenkins does challenge us, it's to where she makes us feel as we can do anything and that we can do it if we put our mind to it.
I build relationships with my students just for one thing by talking to them, by making my library a very welcoming environment for them. I build relationships through understanding what it is that they like and purchasing materials that would appeal to them. I've been amazed at the amount of students that I've been able to turn into readers, and they chose to become so because of me pushing them and finding things that interest them. Too many children that we have today come from places where they don't feel valued or important. School sometimes is their only connection to people who are consistent and who care. I think that that's what makes education at this time so important in our world, because there have been such changes in the family dynamic, such changes in culture. So I think a lot of times school is the only consistent place, and so they need to know that they have somewhere they can go where people are going to care about them and love them, and kids will do for you when they know you care about them.
I nominated Michelle because I knew at a very early age that she was going to be special, because I actually taught her here at Kennedy when she was in 6th grade. And I even have a card that she checked out of a book out of my class library. And so she has always shown a love for books. She has a love for her fellow colleagues. She helps us in anything that we do. She is always there when we need a hand in the classroom or out of the classroom. But even more, she takes it to the kids. She always, and I steal her tagline, "Go be awesome," to my kids, and I think about her every time I say it. I'm like, oh, they're gonna know that was from Miss King, but I steal it anyway. So Miss King is amazing and should be a wonderful Teacher of the Year.
What makes Michelle King a great educator? Her passion, her desire, her ability to draw all people together, her willingness to help others, not just at Kennedy, but throughout our community. She provides many promotions throughout our school to help our students want to become readers, and not only become readers, but love reading. She is willing to help anyone, and she's always there for others. This school would not be in the place that it is right now if Michelle King was not our media specialist. She has a drive and a determination to make everyone in this building, including the staff, readers and lovers of reading.
I've known Miss King for quite a while now. I've known about her longer than I've actually spent time with her. My elementary school teacher is the one who told me about this awesome librarian I'm going to spend time with in middle school, because I was worried about the reading programs there. I've been an avid reader since elementary school, but Miss King is the one who actually pushed me to read more. I spent a lot of time with Miss King, not only in school, but out of school. And through that time, I learned more about what an awesome and amazing person she is. Miss King is my role model through middle school. While other people ask who inspires me the most, after my parents, I'd say Miss King. She's always been there, and I love watching her interactions with the students, because that's what I think is what makes her so great.
I think I was honestly born to teach. I used to play with baby dolls in my front yard, and I would have all the baby dolls laid out, and I would teach them directions and instructions and guide them to do certain things even though they really wouldn't move. And then in 1st grade, we had to do a report on what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I chose a teacher. And as I got older, I started thinking it was more about the money, and I chose to go into nursing, which I still love anatomy and things about the human body, but I also started working with a group at church called Benson's Buddies. They were 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. As I worked with that group, I had more and more parents saying, "I think you've missed your calling. I think you really need to go into teaching. These kids, learn all the books of the Bible, and they're 3-year-olds. So they said, we think you can have a really, good impact. And so I ended up praying about it, changing my major to education, and the rest is history. I enjoy what I do. Last night I was reflecting and actually posted it on Facebook, but I looked up teaching in general. And I said, you know what, we really shouldn't just say, why do I teach? Because we do so much more. As teachers, we nurture, we inspire, we facilitate, we inform, we model, we educate, we influence, we do so much more. So I teach for all that. I teach for my kids. I teach to help them love science and love learning, and I hope that I've instilled that in them.
Thinking about Miss McMillan and her talent to teach is beyond the classroom. So not only will you walk in her classroom and see students engaged in all kinds of learning, it may be involving technology or dissection or building something. You just never know what you'll see. But it goes beyond the classroom with different organizations and clubs that she sponsors at the school that engage our students into service learning. Things like our recycling, our Beta Club recycling, and the different projects that they do all year long to not only support our school, but also support our community beyond our school. So those are just a couple of things that make her a fantastic teacher, and me very proud to be her principal.
What I love about Miss McMillan's science class is we get to do a lot of hands-on activities, and she makes sure that everybody is involved.
She has all the tools we need for learning, and not only does she keep her students informed, she also keeps parents informed too.
She makes sure that everybody understands the topic before she moves on, and she always tries her best to be the best teacher she can be.
She gives every student opportunity for extra credit, and her passion for teaching always shines through.
I like being in Miss McMillan's class because, her classroom is like our safe haven as to part of where we can be. Say you're having a bad day, you could go in Miss McMillan's room and then instantly your face will just light up. She always is there for us when we need something. She has the brightest smile. Every time you see her walking in the hallways or something, you could say hey and she'll give you a hug or something.
I became a teacher by accident, really, and when I got here, I loved it. The joys that I find every day sometimes are small and I have to look for them, but I do find joys in every day. My favorite part about teaching is building relationships with my students. Those relationships are the foundation of everything that I do. It makes me want to teach them, and it makes the students want to learn. So really, I'm here for the relationships, and then content kind of comes as a secondary thing. But I love my kids, I love what I do. I can't imagine myself being anywhere else.
Elizabeth Wright is a terrific teacher because she is infectious. She is a happy-go-lucky educator that forces all of her students to be engaged in whatever she is teaching them. We love her kids love her, and I don't really know what else to say about her except she makes me want to get up and come to school and help her educate her students.
What makes Miss Wright a great teacher is whenever I came in here on the first day, you can tell how genuinely passionate she is about the material that she's teaching, and she takes time out of her day, not even in your class period, to form personal relationships with you. And I don't even have her as a teacher anymore, but one of my favorite parts of the day is coming in here and saying hey to her and talking about her, because she's always here for me, and she's always here to help me with anything that I need help with. And it shows how good of a teacher she is outside of the classroom, because we all talk about her and we all still love her so much, even though we don't have her as teachers anymore.
And Elizabeth Wright is one of the most energetic, innovative educators I've ever known. She is passionate about her children. She's passionate about her subject matter. She is constantly working to find ways that she can incorporate real life into her classroom. But not only that, she takes the time to know her students. And it's that relationship that she has with her students that has that buy-in that makes them not only love her and love her subject, but love learning in general. And that just feeds over into every other class they have. So her work in this classroom is not just in this classroom, because it feeds into everything that goes on at North Augusta High School. And she's just incredible, and I can't say enough good things about her.
I am a teacher because I enjoy interacting with students. I enjoy the relationships that we build. I enjoy the interactions with the families and keeping up with them. It's really cool to see now my first year teaching. Those babies are in 9th grade now, I believe, and so to have like the students come back throughout the years and just hug me and say, I miss you, and I loved your class. I mean, the academics are important, but it's more about the relationships for me. I feel like I build the relationships through just being real with them. I'm very honest with them. We have a lot of open, candid conversations, one-on-one, sometimes out in the hallway if it's a more personal one, or sometimes we have a class discussion. So sometimes we go off the radar a little bit, chase a few squirrels and come back, but I feel like that's important, especially with the little ones.
And so I remember within the first few weeks of being the principal at Belvedere, I didn't discuss scheduling with her grade level, and it was a lovely conversation. We had a great time. But that was the first opportunity that I got to learn about her passion. And we laugh about it now, but I will say, I think that's the trademark of Tabitha Yance. If anybody talks about her, it's her passion for what she does. And her kids have been successful. And she's also developed into a leader within her grade level and within our school. And that's the part I don't think she recognizes about her value and worth to our school, but I do, and I see that. And so, that's what makes me recognize her greatness.
What makes Mrs. Yance a great teacher? She's not just great; she's phenomenal. I had her for 2 years, which made me have more experience with the way she teaches and the way she works out problems in the classroom. She's a great teacher because she doesn't just go straight forward into things. She breaks it down, works it out for us, and then she helps us along the way if we have a problem or not.
As a literacy coach, I have been blessed to work alongside Ms. Yance and see her growth and her passion that we like to refer to. I've been here 5 years, and all of those 5 years I have seen Ms. Yance as one of our strongest teachers, and that's strong among a body of strong teachers. She's always been strong academically, but to see her growth in taking on new challenges with students, with instruction, with her grade level team, with sharing in our school and sharing within the district, she's just growing, and to see her joy and passion and her willingness to be a catalyst for change is what we all need in education.